No set would be complete without a Jar Jar.
What a piece of junk.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Toys in the Attic. I'm your host, Vic. Today we're going to open up box number 2. Again, don't know what's in this box. It's going to be fun. And here we go. Oh, this one looks like it's full of Episode 1 action figures. All right, so starting off, we have Episode 1 Underwater Accessory Kit for when Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan were on Naboo and they were going to see Boss Nass. What comes in that accessory pack? Nothing that they actually used in the movie, so that was just some kind of extra accessory pack. Number 2, everybody's favorite, Mr. Jar Jar Binks. No set would be complete without a Jar Jar. There's a rumor that Jar Jar will be available in the 6-inch Black Series. Let's hope not. Next up, this is a nice one. This is from the Power of the Force. It looks like the green, and this is Emperor Palpatine with the walking stick. So that's a pretty cool figure. Next up, ooh, this one's taken some battle damage. This is what happens when stuff sits in boxes for 20 years. The figure's still mint. This is Senator Palpatine from Episode 1. I would imagine if you were a kid, this is a pretty boring figure to play with. So this is probably for collectors only. Now, never before offered in any Kenner collection, Power of the Force, Grand Moff Tarkin. This is probably the first release of this figure other than the game, the Star Wars game that came out that he was on. And right on the back here, Rebel Snowspeeder. So get your Hoth in. Here we have red card, Power of the Force, Han Solo, buff. I'm guessing that after Return of the Jedi, Han Solo hit the gym. He had nothing to do. He saved the galaxy, he hit the gym, and now he's huge. Look at those muscles. Next up, Queen Amidala from Episode 1. These figures look so tiny to me now. Look how small her head is. It's like microscopic. Next up, everybody loves these, the battle droids with blaster rifle. Buying these back in the 90s, they were about $6.50, $7 a piece. They probably go for less than that now. Here's a Watto. That's an interesting figure. Here we go, Power of the Force, Prune Face. He must have been in Jabba's palace for what, 1/8 of a second, so he gets his own character, so that's cool. So if you were collecting the sail barge, you'd want one of these guys here. There we go, Power of the Force, green card, Princess Leia with blaster, long-barreled of course. And this one comes with a freeze frame action slide, an actual scene of the movie if you hold it up to the light, and you can see that. And that's pretty neat. That's right there where they were gonna blow up Alderaan. All right, Power of the Force, Lando Calrissian. This may be the coolest Lando Calrissian action figure ever, including the new crap that's out now. Those Landos look horrible. This one, on the other hand, he looks better with a chest and some guns, so maybe that's the way to go. This one also comes with the freeze frame action slide, and that looks like it is a scene from, not in the movie. That scene is not in the movie. I don't know what scene that is, but that is not from the movie. Here we go. This is something cool. We got a Darth Vader right here with removable cape. Again, Darth Vader hit the gym after the movies were all said and done. He's pretty buff. Another cool figure, and they didn't make him buff. I guess he had better stuff to do on Tatooine than lift weights, and that would be the Power of the Force, Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's a nice figure as well. I don't remember where these came from. I want to say Toys R Us had some kind of weird clearance in the 90s and just blew these all out for like $2. One of my favorite figures to collect. I love Stormtroopers, any kind of variant of Stormtroopers, and this one is no exception. This is the Sand Trooper with heavy blaster rifle. Very cool figure. This one looks also great with the dewbacks. Next up out of the box, one of my personal favorites. Took a long time to find this out in the wild back in the days before the internet and before Amazon, and you can just order whatever you wanted. You actually had to go out and hunt these things down, and that was the thrill of it and the fun of it. And I remember this one specifically took me a long time to find, and I had to go halfway across the state to find it, but I did, and this one is the Destroyer Droid in all its glory. This is a great looking figure. And maybe one day the 6-inch will put out one of these Destroyer Droids. That's a sharp looking figure right here. All right, next up from the Phantom Menace, one of the Jedi. This is Adi Gallia, and as you can see, 20 years has weathered the plastic on this, which is kind of common. It's yellowed, so worthless. Nobody wants yellow plastic bubbles. All right, this one is one of my favorites. I've seen this only one time ever, and it's in my hand. This is the R2B1 Astromech droid with power harness, and that's just a variant of the R2 unit. Cool, that's a rare piece that I have never seen other than that one that I own. Next up, Episode 1, one of the most popular characters from that movie, Mace Windu. Cool figure. Had the big plastic robe on there, so you couldn't really, move the articulation, but it didn't matter because I didn't take these out of the boxes. They all look cool hanging up on the wall at one point in time. Now I just hope to find a new home for them. Hint, hint, hint. Next up, Power of the Force, freeze frame, action slide, Han Solo in carbonite. Bam! This one actually comes with the carbonite block in the back, so you can have the figure, and then we could put him in the freezing chamber, and then you have the carbonite beneath. And so that gives you an option. That's kind of cool. You get like a 3-for-1. You get the freeze frame action photo of him being dropped into the carbonite freezing chamber. You get the Han, who's going to be dipped into the freezing chamber, and then you also get the carbonite. Next up, this one, and I don't remember this one at all, but it's kind of neat. This one's the Episode 1 R2 with rocket boosters. Do you remember R2 flying around in Episode 1? I don't remember that. Episode 3, yes. Episode 1, I don't remember. Booster rockets. Look how little R2 looks. It's R2 Jr.
Hey, what you staring at, little buddy?
Some stranger just left with your mom.
Stow it, you crumb-filled toaster, you glorified waffle iron, you dot matrix printer.
Why don't you go suck on some blue milk, you dumb farm boy?
What a piece of junk.